Hello and welcome to another regrowth tutorial. This will probably be my last look at Agricraft because there's not really too much left to do. I've done a bunch of testing on the different types of soil, what works the best. I've done some testing on sprinklers and agricarnations, but in my last comment section somebody wanted me to look at basically the magical crops, i.e. like iron seeds, because they felt that the sprinkler basically gave them a boost on their magical crops, so I figured I'd give it a shot. We'll see if we see anything with the sprinkler. And then another commenter mentioned that the agricarnation in Botania was changed. Oops. Just give me a second here. Let me switch over to lag there. So unlimited water here. Just put in here. That the agricarnation was changed to a bone meal effect a little ways back, and that's in Botania. And that means that it will not affect magical crops. Only things that have a growth rate tick effect will affect magical crops, which is pretty much everything else. There's only, I think, two things that have a bone meal effect. That's the sprinkler from open blocks and now the agricarnation. And it's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of sad because I really like the agricarnation and it was working really well. So I guess we will see. So I have some 10-10-10 iron seeds here that I grew up, and we'll time set 0. I should probably put up torches. I used to keep basically setting it to time 0 as stuff goes on, so it always has light, so we never want it to sit in the dark. We'll time everything again. What I have set up here is I have, you know, just your standard field 7x7, your standard 7x7 with the sprinkler, and I told you last time about the agricarnation on how to get it to fit a 7x7 field. It has to kind of be within its range. So there'll be one spot that's overtaken. And what I have over here is I have a lamp of growth, and this is from Thaumcraft. And I have an unlimited infinity jar of herba pumping into it, so it'll constantly be operating. The lamp of growth has a fairly wide range. It's like an octagon. It goes out 5 and then out 5 here. So it'll pretty much cover the entire range. I believe if you have multiple lamps of growth, you'll actually get a, you know, I think all of these effects, any of these growth rate effects, I think will overlap. So if you have multiples of them, they will overlap. So I'm not going to look at the basically the ritual of the Green Grove. I'm going to show you what the Sigil of the Green Grove. This is from Blood Magic. What it will do. The ritual is basically like the Sigil, but in a set location, and it's like a 3x3 plot. And it costs quite a bit of blood. You'll have to have a significant blood network, so I don't know how many people will end up actually using that. There is also a way to make splash potions in Witchery that you can basically throw on your crops, and I was told that they will work on magical crops, but I don't know that you're going to go through a bunch of Witchery stuff to make some splash potions when you could set up like some sprinklers or an agricarnation, or the lamp of growth is pretty simple because once you have it, it's really easy to get a herba. You can like burn down leaves and all sorts of stuff have herba. You're probably going to have so much herba you won't know what to do with, so you might as well set up some lamps of growth. That's sort of my thought process on that. Also, I kind of like Thaumcraft, but that's just me. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up these crops. We'll set up a timer. Again, we'll you know, there'll be a slight delay because I can't plant them all at the same time. We'll see what grows first, and we'll see what happens here. So we'll plant down the iron seed there, and here, and we will let it go. And yeah, again, that magical noise is the agricarnation. You can see the effects of it there, and you'll be able to see the effects of the lamp of growth over here too, I believe, if we watch. Let's see, do we see? This one's at 14%. 14%. 28. All right. 0. So the sprinkler is definitely working. 42. Wonder if we can see there. Yeah, see, you see the magical effect there, and it went up. So that's what the lamp of growth does. So we will let this go. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to go across. And what I'll do is I will show you what the Sigil does. So the Sigil is going to use your own blood network to help grow things. As you can see, 14, 28, 42. It's pretty effective. But I believe it's something like 100 blood or 100 life points per tick or something like that. So because I'm in creative mode, it's not using up any of my life network. But if I were to say drop out of creative mode, let's see if I go 0. What you'll see is it's going to continue to operate, but it's going to start taking my life away as it operates. So we'll see that in a second here, I think. No? There we go. But as you can see, that the sigil of the green, see, it's going to start taking my life away. The sigil of the green grove is fairly effective. And I think it's the same. I think it's a 3x3 area that it affects. See, look at that one's growing like gangbusters. And as you can see, it is taking away my life, but it's not too bad, right? So if you have enough regeneration, you'll regenerate your life back, or if you have enough life points stored up. Same thing with a ritual. It'll do the same thing. It'll do an area this big. So if you want a big area with ritual of the green grove, you're going to need a sizable blood network, and I just don't know that it's really worth it. But I just thought I would show you. Look, so just in this brief amount of time, we'll turn it off. We already got fully grown and almost 2 more fully grown. And if we go over to our other crops here where we weren't doing anything, agricarnation is fully grown. And the only other thing that's, maybe equivalent to this is the lamp of growth. So both the lamp of growth and the sigil of the green grove, as well as the ritual of the green grove, are very powerful growing effects. And, oops. I did not mean to do that. You just have to right click it to turn it on, and you'll start taking damage if you don't have anything stored up in your blood network. And things will just grow. And as you can see, this is definitely a way to go if you want something to grow relatively quickly, because it really does speed up the growth rate a ton. We'll be across this 3x3 area in no time. Right, so there you go. Those are all of your real major options for, I think that's pretty much all of them actually, for your growth rates. So what we'll do is I'll cut out here for a few minutes. We'll let this go for a while, and then we'll do a quick check. And I'll tell you the time points on everything, on where we're at. But as you can see, this is equivalent to probably the sigil. It looks like the agricarnation isn't moving that quick, although the agricarnation is moving faster than the sprinklers. So we'll sort of see if that averages out. In theory, the agricarnation should not have any effect. So we will see. We'll see if it does. But in all my testing so far, the sprinkler hasn't had a major effect. So my impression, or whoops, I gotta go back to game mode. Make sure my sprinkler keeps running. Basically, I just don't feel the sprinkler is worth setting up. It just doesn't give you enough of a boost to basically be worth it, to be honest. Just my opinion, especially if you've got Thaumcraft. Like, look at this. Look at this. You're gonna have so much herba. Let's make a lamp of growth. And at some point in the tutorial, we will do some Thaumcraft tutorials. I've got a bunch of Thaumcraft tutorials in mind that I think would be kind of interesting. So we'll definitely do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out here for a few minutes. We'll come back. We'll check out some crop growth in a minute. And I'm going to set something else up just so that we have a little bit of information in this one. This tutorial is probably going to be pretty short because I don't really have too much left to cover in Agricraft. So I hope you've been enjoying this tutorial series so far. If you have, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you have been enjoying it, if there's something you'd like me to see, if there's something you'd like me to test, and I will do my best to try and do it. I am not an expert by any means, but I will do my best to try. And as you can see, got this 3x3 plot basically done like nothing. So the Sigil of the Green Grove is a very, very powerful growing tool. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so while our crops are growing, I thought I would just set up couple things here. Once you finally have some iron, and this is pretty simple, a lot of people will know how to do this, but I thought, you know what, if you're not sure how to do this, I thought I would just do a quick demonstration. You can automate now, basically, sort of automate the making of compost, as well as automate your seed analyzer if you so wish. I don't really usually automate the seed analyzer just because I don't know, it's not that useful to me. But what you can do is you can basically fill your, oops, you can basically put a hopper to fill in your compost here, and I think, let's see, no, we'll just wait on this. So what we'll do is then put this down, you put a chest on the other side, and voila, it'll pull out the bottom. You can insert from the side and the top, I believe. We'll just throw one seed in here for now just to show you that it works. Throw a couple seeds in there, they'll go into the composter and they'll start making compost. Can I put steak in there? Let's see. Can I compost meat? I guess you can, yeah. Anything organic, I guess. And then once one of these turns into actual compost, it will come out into the chest. And so that's a pretty simple way. There's not really any more compact. I mean, you can put one on top. You can put the chest on top, so you can make a line. But basically what you could do is you could put this behind a wall in such a way that, you know, you have the chest out front and then everything's behind the wall, and all you have is a little chest with all of your stuff. And you can have it set up such that maybe you can get the chest on the top here. So, but really simple way to make compost. It's really handy once you have it. And there we go. We're going to get our first compost. All right. And it's in the chest. See? Very simple. Oops. Do I have my seed analyzer? Oops. Let's go here. And pretty much the same thing for the seed analyzer. Let's put it behind here. I believe this, I haven't actually automated this, but I'm pretty sure this will, whoop. Same thing here. You can put some seeds in the chest. They'll go into the seed analyzer. They'll get analyzed, and they will not get pulled out. Or are they getting pulled out? They are getting pulled out. Okay. So, there you go. I guess it's just a lag time between the view. So, works exact same way. And there you go. Just really simple. It's once you get iron, you can start doing stuff with hoppers. And you can start doing stuff with buildcraft pipes as well. But that's pretty compact. That's about as compact as you're going to be able to make that automation, just because you have to pull. I think you have to pull out from the bottom. So we'll check in on our crops. And at time point, let's check the time on this. It's time point about 10 minutes right now. And as you can see, the sprinkler, it's almost dead on with nothing. And if you go over to the agricarnation, which I was told should be a bone meal effect and should not be affecting the crop growth. Now this could be a fluke. This could be we're just getting really, really lucky over here. But I would say the agricarnation is probably affecting the growth of these magical crops. So, and the lamp of growth is hands down far superior to any of the other growth methods with the magical crop. So you really want stuff to grow, the Lamp of Growth or the Sigil of the Green Grove or the Ritual of the Green Grove is the way to go, because it is enormous, the effect that they have. Like, look at this. Look at this. Fantastic. And keep in mind, you could have more lamps going as well, and that would improve your growth even more. So if you really want to grow something, Lamp of Growth might be the way to go. So we'll come back in a few minutes. We'll check on the crops. And I think we've already basically come to the conclusions, but we'll come back in a few minutes just to see, once the Lamp of Growth is done, to see where the sprinkler and agricarnation are at that point. And we will be back. So about 17 minutes in, I just thought I would show off the no sprinkler with sprinkler. They're like head to head. There's like no noticeable effect. I'm really, if you can't tell, I'm really disappointed with the Agricraft sprinklers. They really need to boost the growth tick rate for this, because the amount of setup, I mean, you're getting nothing. There's like no real benefit. The agricarnation, that can't be like just total fluke. That's got to be like real. There's got to be some real thing going on here. The agricarnation is definitely boosting this somehow. I can't explain it. And the Lamp of Growth is almost done. I mean, we're basically around 18 minutes, and you know, by 20 minutes, before 20 minutes, it's gonna have completely filled the entire field. So basically, in all my testings, all the conclusions of Agricraft are garden soil. Things definitely grow faster on garden soil. There's not really any effect from... with all of my testing right now, I think I can state with some certainty, at least in the versions that I'm using, that the Agricraft sprinkler is really not very effective at all. Like, look, no sprinkler. Sprinkler. It's like almost virtually at the same growth rate. Like there may be like it's uncanny. And the agricarnation, which should probably not be affecting these unless it's changed in very, very recent fixes to potato. What? Oh, it must be weather. Set weather clear. Oh. Oops. Weather clear. There we go. Mobs are spawning. But yeah, so the agricarnation definitely has an effect, whereas the sprinkler, not so much. You know, maybe very moderate, if at all. So, like I said, Lamp of Growth, completely grown the entire field under 20 minutes. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, I guess. That's Sigil of the Green Grove and the Lamp of Growth are your ultimate in growing. Sad part is both of them are relatively late, even in regular, you know, standard packs. But you've got to move your way through Witchery, Botania to get into some Thaumcraft, and as well, and you got to go through some tech basically to get into a blood magic. So it's a long road to get to either of these, but you know, if you really want some real big growth, that's the way to go. So this will be my last episode on Agricraft. Next time I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do, but like I said, if you have been enjoying this series, please don't forget that like button. It helps me a lot. And leave a comment in the comment section below. That also helps me out a ton. The more comments I get, the better off things are for me. So until next time, Ciao, Garo.